So I was on Reddit. I mean, I've been on Reddit, just in general browsing or whatever, checking things out. And there's a lot of rating. There's a lot of rate me stuff. Rate my pictures. Am I hot? You know, and it dawned on me that like we're not honest with women. We don't. The problem with men, and this is an exposure of men. I don't know what's wrong with us, why we do this, but we don't have an accurate representation of, you know, a scale of 1 to 10 for how attractive women are. There's a lot of women who are, if we're really honest and we're actually rating based on looks, there's a lot of women who are sub 5 out of 10, right? And just because they're still, I guess attractive, or just because a man might sleep with them or whatever, doesn't mean they're a 10 out of 10. And so it's weird to me that like we've allowed this because it's narcissism, but we're actually lying to women about, so about how attractive they are. So if a man wants to sleep with a woman, that doesn't mean she's a 10 out of 10. Okay. If we're honestly rating women, a lot of women again are sub 5. And so I realized that this is playing into the problem. Guys need to there needs to be somehow, we need to figure out a way to separate the fact that yes, we would sleep with a woman to honestly rating her. Because if a woman is, if she thinks you want to sleep with her, then she's going to assume she's like a 10 out of 10, and it's really weird. And so it's like, the truth is that there's a lot of women who are like 4s, 5s, 6s, right? And they think they're 10s, and it's like, let's be honest. For some reason, guys are not honest, or they're not doing this correctly. They're not representing the truth about how attractive women are. So it's like, dude, you need to figure out a way to let her know that she's not as attractive as the supermodel, and it's like, there's got to be a way we can do that. I think again, if you look at like a scale of 1 to 10, if we're really honest, there are women who are 9s and 10s, and they are way out of the league of women who are 4s, 5s, and 6s. But yet, for some reason, we got a lot of women out here again who are walking around who are 4, 5s, and 6s, thinking they're 10s, and that's got to change somehow. So this is just something that dawned on me, and I'm just like, oh, okay. That's our bad on men's side. We need to stop that. We need to stop gassing these women up. And again, and this has pissed me off since forever, since 2008, when Facebook even became a thing and people were able to get on social media and make comments, and women were able to put out the thirst traps. You have these dumb simps who go on a woman's, when she posts the picture, she posts the thirst trap, they go on, oh, you're so beautiful, you're so, I don't know if they're still doing that. I haven't seen it in a while, but maybe there's less thirst traps or something, but I see it every once in a while. But it's like, that was happening a lot, and it's like, well, that's why. If you're sitting there saying you're so beautiful, you're so gorgeous, but you're not even being honest that she's actually really just a 5, or she's just a 6. I mean, seriously, if you compare like your average hot girl, quote unquote hot girl, or cute girl, attractive girl who works at Starbucks, to like, a woman who really makes money for her looks. I'm not saying like a supermodel, because that's not accurate. That's just twisted bullshit. These skinny ass girls who look like they're starving, right? No. I'm talking about really bombshell women out there. I mean, it's night and day. If you compare this gorgeous woman with this gorgeous body to that cute girl who works at Starbucks, right? The Starbucks girl is going to get blown out of the water. But if you go on the frickin', the Starbucks girls page, and she's posting these pics of just her cute little, oh, here's my new Starbucks outfit, or you like my new shoes or whatever, you would think that she's a 10 out of 10 supermodel because of the comments. I shouldn't even say that word supermodel, because modeling is, those women are ugly. But I mean, just a bomb. We know what bombshell women look like, right? If you compare the bombshell woman to this Starbucks barista, it's like she get blown out of the water. So we got to figure out a way to bridge that gap, because we got to let them know, because it's like, look, you're running around out here thinking you're God's gift, and you're not as hot as other women, just to let you know. It's like there's got to be some kind of way to do that. But just some thoughts. It's like, why are we doing that? Why are we doing that?